Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel, welcome to the Healing Diaries. This is a new series on my channel, I guess, where we're going to dive into topics. It's not anything like structured or whatever. I have got a few notes, but it's more like a chit chat, a catch up, a space where we can just dive into like life topics, get a spiritual view on them, get my experience on them, and yeah, forgive the setup. It's not really a setup, I'm just sat on the floor. So you can see a little bit of real life here, but hey, it's real life. If you're new here, please do stick around and subscribe. I make, and also I'm filming on my camera now because my phone now because my camera broke. So forgive me, I don't know whether to look here or here or here. I think it's here, I should be looking at you. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kirsty and I make psychic and spiritual content. Stick around if that's your kind of thing. I will throw in here that I do offer private psychic readings. I'll leave the link and everything down below. I'd love to help you on your journey and I'd be honoured to help you. But today, grab your drinks, grab your snacks. These videos, I want them to feel like we're in a space and you've come to my house and we're just chatting, like they're relaxed videos. So today's topic on the Healing Diaries is heartbreak, because your girl has experienced, is it my first heartbreak? Yeah, I would say it's my first heartbreak. So quick background for those of you who don't know, I was in a relationship with someone from the age of 15 to 32. This is the father of my child, and we did break up in that relationship, but not permanently. Like, we always got back together, we always tried to reconcile it. So this is the first time it's been permanent, and it's been a journey, it's been a real journey, and I've wanted to sit down and film this so many times, but I haven't really felt in the right place or space, or anyway, I feel like I'm there now. So I want to kick this off by saying, if you're going through heartbreak right now, congratulations. And I know that might be a really funny thing to say, but this is such an opportunity. I feel the best I have felt in years, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Does that mean, well, to be fair, I'm kind of on the other side of it now. I'm always healing and always growing, but of the actual heartbreak, I feel like I'm kind of on the other side of it. But it doesn't mean that it hasn't been painful, it hasn't been like gut-wrenching, because it has been. But every tear cried, every like internal conflict, every trauma faced has been worth it, because the way I feel about myself now is insane. And I remember it was a few weeks ago actually, or maybe a few months ago, I don't know, time's an illusion. Spirit said to me, this pain that you're feeling is the price you have to pay for the next level of your life. And I was like, oh, like they said, that relationship, you had to give it up. And I always talk about this, and if I can find the image, I will insert it here. There's an image that went around the internet, and it was Jesus, and he had a child in front of him, and the child had this small teddy bear, and the child was gripping onto it saying, I love this teddy so much, like I don't want to give it to you. And behind Jesus's back he had a big teddy, and he said, like, trust me, I have something better for you. And that is exactly what this is. When we lose someone, because I want to be clear that heartbreak is definitely grief, it's definitely losing someone, it's definitely losing not just someone, but also a version of your life, a version of yourself, a version of that person that you believed in. When you come out of a relationship, you start to take off the glasses and you start to see things very differently. And it's a lot of loss, it's a lot of grief, and we have to shed that, we have to purge it. And that's what I've been doing for the past, where are we now, 6 months. So I want to start by saying that heartbreak, and I'm looking down here because my notes are down here, heartbreak is a portal for transformation. Like heartbreak, your heart breaking is actually you opening up. It's opening you up to change, it's opening you up to vulnerability, it's opening you up to shift your energy, if you take it as that opportunity. Because there's two types of people in a heartbreak. There's the type of person who does that, They throw themselves in, they feel everything, they ride every wave, they face every trigger, they face every trauma, they look at themselves, they look at the other person, they're honest. And because of that ability to sit in the pain and alchemize it, they're able to grow and evolve. And then there's the other type of person who runs and they rebound and they distract and they avoid. I mean, you can only run from your pain for so long, it will find you. But they run from it, and because of that they don't seek the opportunity. And it's such an opportunity. It's such an opportunity to level up yourself. It's such an opportunity to get to know yourself again, because heartbreak is really you coming back home to yourself. A lot of times in relationships we abandon ourselves. I definitely did, and I didn't realize I'd done it. When you're in something, you don't realize what you're, especially with emotion, because it's so intense. And if you're a lover girl or a lover boy and you love hard like I do, I'm a hard lover, a loyal lover, then when you're in something, you don't really realise how much of yourself you're losing. And yeah, Spirit's just said, like, there's another saying that the longer you stay on a train to a destination that is not for you, the longer it takes to get home. And basically what that means is if you stay in something that is not for you for long because you're hoping the person's going to change, or you're loyal, or you've decided this so you can't change your mind now, if you keep staying even though this person's showing you repeated patterns, even though you're not feeling happy, you're getting further and further and further away from yourself, and that makes it harder and harder to come back to yourself. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but that is the reality. And the other thing is, you will never find peace in something that is not for you. And if I'm entirely honest, when I look back at that relationship, and I was in that relationship for 17 years. So there was many different versions of me in that relationship, from 15 to 18 to 22 to 25 to 27 to 30, and there was many different variations of him. And that's one thing I learned about relationships really in that relationship, is that when it comes to love, you have to choose to fall in love with someone again and again and again, because especially in a long-term relationship, you're not going to be with the same person. Do you know what I mean? The person you meet is not going to be the person that you stay with, because people change and people evolve, and that's healthy. I feel like I've gone off on a tangent. There's so much to say on the topic, that's why. But yeah, so it is really a portal for transformation if you can use that pain and purpose it and feel it and go in it and not run from it. It can change your life in the best way. Relationships are triggers, whether that's a relationship with a partner, relationship with a family member. Relationships hold up mirrors to you and say, oh, this is what you need to work on, or this is your strength. It's not always, what you need to work on or whatever, but, if we're looking at heartbreak and trauma, that's what it is. But yeah, the heartbreak opens you up, it cracks you open so that you can purge what needs to go and you can fill it with what needs to stay. And it's been a real journey. I've had to deal with 2 heartbreaks on this journey. One was the romantic heartbreak, the loss of, the romantic side of it, which in hindsight wasn't really there anyway, but hey, we live and we learn. And then I've also had to grieve the loss of the family unit that I thought I would have, and the 2 parents in a household, the white picket fence thing that I thought I would have. So yeah, it's been a massive grieving journey, and now I'm here. And I put here, a heartbreak is an opportunity to come home to yourself and redefine and reclaim your life. And it really is, through every emotion, yeah, I've got it here as well. Every emotion is a wave. It will rise, peak, and then it will fall. And when I heard that, it really helped me, because basically I have to give you a little rundown. So I didn't realise until I came out of this relationship that I had been really in survival mode the whole time. I was just trying to get through. The relationship I was in, without going into too much detail, was very up and down. Especially the person I was with, their mood was temperamental. I never knew what I was going to get, and it put me on edge the whole time, and it wasn't consistent. and it just put me in survival mode. But I didn't realise until I came out of the relationship that I was in survival mode. So that was the first thing I had to realise, like, oh, okay, I've just been like trying to stay afloat. My nervous system is wrecked, so no wonder I developed anxiety, because I was just in a constant state of like not knowing, what am I going to get? What side of this person am I going to receive? And another saying, because I'm just going to throw out whatever's coming to my mind, is I had to learn about boundaries, and I had no boundaries in this relationship. None. Zero, zilch. Boundaries did not exist. For me, when I went into this relationship, like I said, I was 15. So I thought that loving someone meant you compromise and you sacrifice and you say yes when you don't want to do things, and you sacrifice. And one of the sayings I heard on my journey was, love without boundaries is self-sacrifice. Love without boundaries is self-sacrifice. Love without protection of yourself, love without respect for yourself, love without knowing yourself is sacrificing yourself. And it's doing that every single time. So I've just learned so much about myself. Like I said, this is such an opportunity to learn about you. And like I said, this might seem sporadic, this conversation, but it is. There's no real, this is just like me just pouring what I've learned or pouring what we're talking about. And I would appreciate, like, if you have anything you want to share on this topic, leave it in the comments below, because we never know who's going to stumble across this video or who might need it. So leave what you want to leave down in the comments, any tips for heartbreak, anything you want to share, if you want to get something off your chest, anything, leave it down below. It's a safe space. I put, often in relationships we abandon ourselves to show up for the other person. Heartbreak gives you the opportunity to repair your relationship with yourself. When we get into a relationship with someone else, we often focus heavily on that person and we just forget about ourselves. We forget about our own time and our own life because we just want to be with this person all the time. We just love them so much. I will never do that again. Don't get me wrong, I'll love someone again and I'll want to spend time with them, but I will prioritize myself first, me first, every single time. If I'm busy, if I don't feel like it, if I don't want to do it, it's me first. And that's one thing I've learned. But that's through heartbreak. I've been able to come home to myself and repair that relationship with myself and apologize to myself for abandoning myself. And then I put, there's so much to learn if you can reflect honestly. Relationships are the biggest triggers and mirrors to the lessons we need to learn and for our growth. And if you can look back honestly and see what went wrong, and even what you did right as well, because it's not all doom and gloom. There would have been things in that relationship like that you showed up and, you know, that you have to offer. So honor that and celebrate yourself. You can use it for your evolution and development. And I say it again, heartbreak is a transformation. It's a portal. It's an opportunity for you to level up. And, you know, it's shown you, if you've left a relationship or even if you've been left, it means the relationship wasn't meant to stay. So there's things in that relationship that you didn't want, but by seeing what you didn't want, you can now see what you do want, kind of thing. A long time ago, because you girls juggling motherhood and working, I asked you guys to send me in, I've got to find them now, to send me in questions over on my Instagram. If you aren't following me on Instagram, please do. It's at sorry, I just changed the handle, Kirsty Lewis Healing. I'll leave that as well. Okay, first question, how to heal from someone you saw kids and a family and a life with. Okay, when it comes to heartbreak, like I said, the person may not have passed away, but it's still a grief, it's a loss. And a lot of the answers probably to these questions is going to be, you have to just feel it. You have to feel it to heal it. That was actually one of the things I guess I struggled with, was that I'd envisioned this whole life with this person and then it was gone. It was gone overnight. And I left the relationship. It was my choice to leave. And I don't regret it. It was the right thing to do. But regardless of whether you're the one that leaves or you're the one that gets left, when you're with someone, you have this security or this vision and this foundation. And once you leave that relationship, that's gone. And there's no other way to go to process that other than to feel it. You have to cry, you have to scream, you have to be angry, you have to let whatever comes up comes up and not shame yourself, because I think sometimes in a heartbreak we can focus so much on the other person and what they're doing. And if you're someone who's feeling everything and the other person is someone who's distracting, so it looks like they've moved on, or they don't care, or you can feel shamed, like, oh, that person doesn't even care, maybe it wasn't even that important, maybe I'm ridiculous for feeling this, and you can suppress your emotions. But I'm going to say to you, please pull your energy back from that person, because it doesn't matter what that person's doing. What matters is how you feel and what you need to process. That relationship meant to that person, whatever it meant to that person, you need to process what it meant to you. And so you need to go through and face and look at, okay, I thought I was going to have kids with this person. That is, I don't want to swear, but that's, I'm trying to think of another word. That is devastating. It's devastating. You know, name the emotion. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Are you devastated? Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Name it, look at it, face it, feel it. Name it, look at it, face it, feel it. Love that. And it's only through feeling it that you can purge it. And you may not feel it once. You know, healing is layered. You can think okay, I'm done. There's so many times over the past 6 months where I thought, okay, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'd be fine for 2 weeks. Then something would trigger me. I'd be like, oh my God. And I'd be crying again, like rocking, like, oh my God, sobbing. Like I've sobbed so from places and spaces I don't even know I could cry from. But yeah, you must name it, look at it and feel it. How to not internalize the guilt or shame or sadness of the heartbreak. Okay, so touching on what I've just said, you have to make it about you. I feel like shame and guilt only comes from when you feel like you've done something wrong, or when you're looking at it externally. But it's okay to feel whatever you feel. It's human to feel sad, it's human to feel upset, even if the other person isn't. Like, that's fine. And I feel like you just have to give yourself permission to keep feeling. You have to keep choosing yourself again and again and again and again. You have to keep choosing yourself. You have to keep going to the mirror, looking yourself in the face. The amount of times I've gone to the mirror and saying, it's okay, I'm proud of you, well done. This is all an opportunity to rebuild your relationship with yourself. And every time you allow yourself to cry, every time you allow yourself to get angry, every time you allow yourself to express, you're creating a safe space within yourself, with yourself, to trust yourself again. So we want to look at what's the opposite of shame and guilt. It's acceptance, allowing, praise. So you want to be giving yourself those things, okay? You want to lean out of the shame and the guilt and into the, I'm proud of you for feeling that. Affirm yourself, talk to yourself in the mirror, and feel it all. How to move on from a heartbreak for me. It's been 7 years since my last heartbreak. Okay, so there's 2 parts to this, and everyone is different, but I'm going to tell you what's worked for me. The only way I could possibly move through this was to literally feel everything. I told you, I had to cry, I had to scream, I tried everything. I've tried journaling, meditation, EFT, resting, watching other people that have gone through the same thing. What else? Try everything, lean into everything until you feel like you're constantly clearing, because what heartbreak really is it's pain. And so in order to move through it, you have to clear it out. And the only way to do that is to feel it. That's the only way. So that's the first part. You must feel everything. And how you choose to do that is up to you. Exercise, hobbies, whatever. Try find a way to feel it. And that's fun. You can have fun with that. Find a fun way, you know, you can paint, you can dance, you can whatever, you know, use it as a time to experiment and get to know yourself better and find out how you like to express yourself. And then the second part of that is when you are starting to feel, and this is optional, I feel like this part is optional, but when you start to feel like, okay, I'm good, maybe I could get back out there, do it. And it doesn't have to be anything serious, it doesn't have to be anything deep, but get back out there, because you never know who's out there. Just you girls saying that. How to heal a heartbreak where 2 people grew apart and spent many years together. So this is exactly what I've been through. Like I said, I was with this person from the age of 15 to 32. That's a long time, and we did just grow apart. You know, like I said, the person he became in the end, like I said, there was many different variations of him that I chose to love and I chose to be with, but the person he became in the end, I didn't really like, and I chose to leave. And so I feel like you just have to make peace you have to make peace with it. Some things are for a reason, some are for a season, and some are forever. And it's not fair. It's not fair. Like, that's the one thing I really struggled with. Like, it's not fair. What did I do to deserve this? We internalize it. We make it about us, but that's okay, because through doing that, just lean in. Why do I feel like this is something about me? And you know what I'm going to say to you? A lot of people will be against this, but hey, it's cheaper than therapy. I have leaned so much on ChatGPT. It's ridiculous. I know a lot of people are against it, but I love it. Just to have something to, because I'm not someone who finds it easy to talk to people. I don't have friends because those fell apart. That's a conversation for another day. And I just found ChatGPT somewhere where I could put all my feelings, and then it would come back to me and say, well, what about this? So if you haven't got ChatGPT, highly suggest downloading it. I know a lot of people aren't for it. I know a lot of people will be shocked. Oh, Cassie, you like ChatGPT? I do. I'm sorry, but I do. You have to make peace with it, and that's individual. But you need to start facing it. You need to start asking the questions. Why can't I make peace with this? What is left unresolved? Do I need to write a letter? Do I need to call this person up and say this? Do I need to voice note them? Do I need to write an email? Like, what do I need to do to process this? That's the first question you're going to ask yourself. What do I actually need to do to make peace with this? How to handle moving on from a healthy and loving relationship that did not work. Okay, here's my question back to you. If this relationship was truly healthy and loving, why didn't it work? Because I can't get why a healthy and loving relationship wouldn't work. There must have been something. And this is where we have to be truly honest with us and take off the rose-tinted glasses. I heard a great saying recently, and it was, when we've got rose-tinted glasses on, which often we do, we're blinded by love, red flags just look like flags. We can't see them. And trust me, girl, I had the rose-tinted glasses on. There were many red flags, but they just look like flags waving in the wind, you know. But when you come out of it, you have to take off the rose-tinted glasses. You have to see that person for who they actually are, not who you wanted them to be or who you made them up to be in your mind. And you have to be very honest with yourself. And I feel like if you are able to be honest with yourself, you'll probably look back at that relationship and realize maybe it wasn't so healthy, maybe it wasn't so perfect. And then you can understand why it didn't work. And once you have that understanding, you can move towards acceptance. But you have to look at it honestly. And what's Spirit's view on difficult mother-daughter relationships and heartbreak within it? Okay, this is a different take. So I actually come from a family of 4 daughters, raised by a single mum. So this is interesting. I would say, you know, it would be up to my mum who had the best relationship with her, but I would say I probably do. But I've seen all different dynamics play out with mums and daughters as a result. And I feel like, especially when it comes to parents, they are our first relationship that we ever have in this life. And they hold so much wisdom as to why we came here. And again, similar to any relationship, romantic or whatever, they're holding up a mirror. But when it comes to parental relationships, it's often to do with generational trauma and generational curse breaking. And actually any kind of relationship, especially if it's someone you have a child with as well. So that is Spirit's view. You must look at it and be like, what is the soul purpose here? What is this actually trying to show me? What do I need to work through? Is this a pattern? Was this the same with their parents and their parents and their parents? If so, then it's a generational curse. And if you're seeing it and you're questioning it, it means, sadly, and it's a hard one to be in because I know, but it means you're the generational curse breaker, which means you have to face it and you have to change it and you have to alchemize it. So that's Spirit's guidance on it. Look at it. What is it trying to teach you? Is it a pattern in your generational lineage? And if so, because you're the one questioning it and realizing it, it's up to you to break it. Yeah. Last question is, what are some healing activities to engage in? Oh my gosh, do it all. Do it all. I have. Let me think back to the beginning. So I've cried, obviously. I've driven in the car with my music blaring. That is the most therapeutic thing for me. I've spoken into ChatGPT and had it come back to me with different views and opinions. I've done mirror work. I've done breath work. I've done EFT. I've done meditation. I've done cord cutting. I've done journaling. I've walked in nature. I've had energy healing. I've had massage. I've had card readings. Try it all. I've danced. I've you know, tried to read books. I've had baths, like, you know, I've had baths. Yeah, you should be doing that anyway. Try it all. Crystals have been a huge thing for me. I love a crystal. Do it all. Find the thing that helps you feel better. Whatever makes you feel better, lean into it, do more of that. But what I would say is just try it all. Try the Reiki, try the massage, try the crystals, try the card healing, try all of it. But one thing I am going to say to you with that is you can do all the things and you can do all the activities, and they are healing and humbling and whole for you. But nothing is going to move you through this like feeling it will. And I want to say that because I feel like heartbreak is so painful, and I don't feel like it's given enough, I don't feel like enough light is shone on it for how actually painful and devastating it is. Sometimes it's so painful that you're just like, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to do it, like it's too much. But your body knows and your spirit knows. There were so many times where like I'd purge, and like I said, I'd be fine for 2 weeks, but it's because my body knew I couldn't deal with it consistently, right? It broke it down for me. Your body knows. And you have to lean into it and just trust yourself. You have to feel it to heal it. So you do all the activities, go and try all the things, do art, do music, do singing, do acting, do crafting, do walking, do nature, do massage, Reiki, therapy, whatever you need to do all the things, but ultimately come back to you and keep checking in with you, keep checking in on how you feel, keep feeling into yourself, because that is the one thing that I can guarantee you will move you through this. Because like I said, it's an opportunity for growth, change and evolution if you can take the opportunity and harness it properly. And to do so, you need to feel it to heal it. So I'm going to be doing more of these. There's a load more topics I want to dive into. I'd love to hear what topics you want to talk about. Let me know in the comments. Leave down below your tips for heartbreak. Leave down below anything you want to share. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit thumbs up on this video. I'd really appreciate it. And follow me on Instagram at kirstielewishealing. You can get your own private reading with me available. I'll leave the link down below as well. And yeah, sending you all so much love. You can do this. You can get through it, and it can be the best thing that ever happened to you. And I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye.